Habari ma Africa. You know, the sad thing about Jacob Zuma, when everything is said and done and the old man breathes his last breath, hooligans, two-faced people will be celebrating Jacob Zuma. Fikile Mbalula will be telling us just how of a great politician Jacob Zuma was. They will be apologizing and saying it was a mistake for the ANC to allow Jacob Zuma to go to prison, arrested without a trial. They will be apologizing on top of his grave. They will be saying that economists will be celebrating the term of Jacob Zuma that was classified as the 9 wasted years. They will be looking back and say, hey, it was not really wasted. Jacob Zuma did better than Cyril Ramaphosa. You know, the lies will be uncovered. Media will be apologizing to Jacob Zuma. The media will be full of praise of Jacob Zuma. Politicians will be praising him for the Zumarism theory. The style of doing politics, you know, the style of politics, like Jacob Zuma would say. They will be celebrating him and calling him a brilliant mind. They will be saying he's a great singer, he's a great dancer, and they will appreciate what he has done for black people. My question then remains, why is it that we have to wait for the man to breathe his last breath before we give him his flowers while he's still alive? Why, my Africa? Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjeba Sono. And we're back at it again with another one. Oh, guys, not feeling well, but nyapusha. You guys know without a shadow of a doubt that I love Jacob Zuma. I am Thando Msholozi, bafethu. Ngiyamthanda. Ukuthanda umsholozi akusho ukuthi azikho izinto esinga agree ngazo, or some of the things as a show. I'm not quite sure with that. I've got my own theory. I've got my own criticism for him, but mostly the man, I love him so much. I celebrate him for who he is, because some of us, we saw what the mainstream media tried to do after he was the president of the ANC in terms of tarnishing his 9 beautiful years. Because some of us, we got universities. Us who stay in the Northern Cape never had a university. It was built in the term of Jacob Zuma. And I can speak from Mpumalanga. I can speak for many things. We all know, those people who are in my channel, you know that there was no such thing as 9 wasted years. It was wasted years because white monopoly capitalists could not capitalize the way it was on the Thabo Mbeki administration than in the Jacob Zuma administration. So many things. These bricks that you guys are celebrating so much is because of Jacob Zuma. He's the president that decided that South Africa is going to join Russia and China. So you can't, there's so many things, man. We can praise him and praise him forever, you know. And besides everything, I think, of politics, I think Jacob Zuma, it must be said that as a person, outside politics, as a person, he's a lovely person. He's a person for people. That is why people won't understand why the poor would go in the streets for him. Why people are willing to die for this man. Why these people are willing to close streets for this man. Why these people were willing to fight the army, to fight the police when he said he was going to be arrested. Why it was so full in Nkandla. Who's paying these people, the poorest of the poorest, the rich, the middle class, the old, the young? Why are people loving Jacob Zuma? It's because of that man's heart. And Tina, Africans, we've got a spirit of discernment. We can see when an African leader is genuine. We can see when an African leader honestly is for us. And Jacob Zuma is that one person. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. I don't think so. Did he take some missteps during his time? Yes, of course. Which president hasn't in the world, not just here in South Africa? Which president has not made mistakes, economically, so relationship wise? And I don't think the relationship between them and what you call that thing, and the Guptas was a mistake. For me, anything that takes money out of the pockets of white money capitalists is welcome by me. But there's a YouTube, not a YouTube, what do you call that thing? X, Twitter account by the name of Jozi versus Jozi. I think it's Jozi versus Jozi. And it's currently posting old pictures of Jacob Zuma's time versus Cyril Ramaphosa's time. Yeah, same street, same picture, different times. 2009, 2010, and they will compare that to 2024 and 2023. It's shocking and alarming how our country has decayed in such a short space of time. It's shocking. It's shocking. And I think when I was looking at these pictures, I was like, no, man. Even though I would like to blame Cyril Ramaphosa 100% for everything, but it's not Cyril. It's us, man. This is in our communities. We are the ones who are dumping this rubbish in the streets. Yes, I know. Ultimately, some of us would want to say, but King, it's governance. Our government is not doing the right job. Our municipalities are not doing the right job and everything. I understand that. I understand that government somehow, somewhere has to provide leadership and has to provide the basic services that it needs to do, collect debt and all of those things, rubbish and waste and all those things. I understand it. But even us, man, as African people, I corner, man. We allowing our township, our towns to decay at this level. Yeah, when it's potholes and whatever, yes, it's the municipality that must take responsibility for that. But when you look at Jacob Zuma's time and you look at Cyril Ramaphosa's time, you can't stand there in front of me with a straight face and tell me there was 9 wasted years. You can't. Then there's something wrong with you. There's 9 wasted years in here. You can't. You can't stand there, look at the price of bread, look at the price of a food basket, look at the price of fuel back in Jacob Zuma's term, and look at it right now and tell me Jacob Zuma was a worse president. You can't, with a straight face, right now, look at the unemployment rate right now and look at it back in Jacob Zuma's time and tell me Jacob Zuma was a useless president. As if something wrong with you, man. You can't right now look at the amount of black millionaires that were produced since Cyril Ramaphosa took over compared to the 9 fruitful years, how many African people were making it back then, and tell me, no, King, actually Zuma was a worst president. You can't. Let's be honest, man. We owe Jacob Zuma an apology. We owe that man an apology. There was once a media personality, a media worker that was working, I think it was for Sun Times or something. Don't quote me on that one. I might miss the name. But it was a journalist that came to SABC and he said, listen, I want to apologize to Jacob Zuma because we were pushing this narrative to tarnish that man's name. You guys still remember that. I don't want to play that clip, but if you go and type media apologizes to Jacob Zuma, you're going to find that clip somewhere in SABC 2. We need to apologize to the man and say, no, Baba, you are not perfect, and so is our parents, and so is us, and so was the apartheid regime, and so was Nelson Mandela, and so was Thabo Mbeki. Nobody is perfect, but you tried your best during your time, Baba. I think we have to be honest in some way and say, let these men hear South Africans, not MK members, not EFF members, South African people who don't vote ANC, who don't vote EFF, who don't vote, who just come and say, but let's make a campaign. Let's make a trending videos where people just say, Babum Sholozi on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, say, Babum Sholozi, we apologize. Just make it a 5 seconds video to say, Babum Sholozi, I apologize, and paste it and post it on the internet. We need to apologize to that man. Especially for that sentence of saying Jacob Zuma's term was 9 wasted years. It's the media that pushed this propaganda. It's the media that pushed that negative narrative. Look at how much the jozi, just jozi alone, and every province can take those pictures and show you during Jacob Zuma's time and show you during Cyril Ramaphosa's time. And it's not good. It's not a good look because these are black governments. So black government needs to show excellence. That's why the DA will come with arrogance to say, no, you black people can't really lead. So we are coming in to assist you. That is the issue that is going on here. We need to apologize to Jacob Zuma, and Jacob Zuma must be given the credit of the great politician he was during his time. He is in the MK, and he will still remain beyond his grave. We must appreciate Zumarism. We must. I'm not sure if you agree or not. You will go in the comment section and tell me. But I'm saying, let's start preaching the story that Jacob Zuma's 9 years were fruitful for African people in particular. I hope you guys understand it. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. Guys, I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by December. Time is flying. Please click the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're enjoying the content, please click the subscribe button. I'll appreciate if you can just get the subscribers a little bit higher. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.